Good evening, my name's Tim Roth.
And my name's Stephen Wilson.
And you're watching Dissecting Vikings. So I feel like in comparison to most of the other storylines this season, or this half of this season, Floki's Iceland story's been rather slow and kind of going around in circles. There's some resolution with Floki banishing all those assholes. Then on the episode previous to this, they kind of backtracked on it. But now I feel like we got like full resolution. Shuttle was just like, fuck these guys, they're horrible people, slaughtered them all. And then with the death of that cute, positive chick at the end that dives off, she was always like, she believed in the community more than Floki really. She was the main like pusher of this community will be okay. I feel like that is the full symbolic death of the failure of, complete and utter failure of Floki's community.
Well, yeah, it should be a full tonal change, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, even so with the resolution that you talk about, I agree. I think the resolution kind of came with the banishment. Banishment, and I watched this and I go, okay. You know, yeah, it's fine. We get to see them murder all these people.
And I don't know whether the actual like storyline was that satisfying, but the film work with all that, the execution scene was really beautiful.
Upon your balding crown, with maidens you had your way. Each must die someday, and each must die someday.
It's just like stark white sky, and all the characters were kind of black.
The waterfall at the end.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Panoramic.
Like ethereal music and beautiful sweeping drone shots. But yeah, I don't know. I just haven't really connected with these characters as much as all the other characters. Like I still don't even know half their names.
No, yeah, I don't know any of their names. I don't really care. I'm
glad it's done, kind of. I'm just like.
Well, I mean, he's done though. That's kind of the point, though, right?
If you look at this storyline, like over half of the main characters are dead now. Like, and I feel like the community's done. Like, I might be wrong. They might continue that, but I feel like Floki should just go home.
Well, from what I sort of thought, I always imagined that the setting up on it's Greenland, right? Setting up on Greenland.
Iceland, I believe. We'll ding it up. Yeah. I think it's Iceland.
Whatever.
Ding!
We've had this conversation.
We don't know. Nobody knows.
You know, on this island, that they were going to be the first settlers that lead into the.
That's the way it was set up.
I mean, it's not going to happen now because there's like 10 people.
It doesn't appear.
One family. Yeah. Totally incestuous.
Like, the project has failed. And I would like, honestly, to see Floki go back and be in Kattegat with Ivar. That was a good relationship, and I'd like to see like how that dynamic would play out. I think that would be interesting.
Well,
like Floki there as like advice for Ivar when he like takes it too far and goes too extreme, and then Floki would be like, maybe you need to ease up here.
Well, I think the ultimate end result with Ivar is going to be he is going to take it too far, and that's going to be his undoing. He's focusing too much on like trying to micromanage everybody, like trying to report your neighbours and report your nation.
It's becoming like Soviet Russia.
So yeah, you know, I always talk about. I appreciate my expectations being subverted in
which happened 2 or 3 times this half season for me.
But you know, I think that's my expectations are different than what I want.
Yeah.
So with the Floki storyline, I kind of wanted them to actually like get over the hump and be like, okay, and now we're gonna prosper or flourish, or you know, have some. A bit more of an adventure in this land rather than the stab you in the back, now stab you in the back, now you're gone, now we're going to rescue you, now we're going to stab you in the back.
That was just sort of going to shit. Well, before this moment, like, Floki said like 3 parts of his soul died with Ragnar, his daughter, and then his wife, and he was kind of like in a dip. He fucked up, and he was like, okay, he's going to go to this community, he's going to build this thing, and it would have been satisfying to see him finally succeed and do something. And now it's just all gone to shit. Well, it's like, that's not really satisfying. Because I like Floki and I want to see him succeed. But what next? Like, is he just gonna, like, that storyline's done, right? Are they gonna introduce new people? I don't know. Like,
so
like he should just kill himself. That would be that storyline.
He should have thrown himself over as well.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't even really see the gods, did you?
In any instance, I get satisfaction out of really depressing results. I get the satisfaction out of both outcomes of a storyline. But the escalation to get to the point that they are now, where it's literally just they're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
It took way too long to get there. Had it have escalated really quickly.
Yeah.
And just kept escalating over, 5 or 6 or 7 episodes.
Well, it's taken about 10.
Easy.
And it's just been hasn't really been progressing forward. It's been going around in circles for me. It's like they betray and then Floki's like, nah, we're all good, and they betray and like, nah, we're all good, and they betray.
And it languishes for half if they're allocated a time slot in an episode to explore that storyline, half of it is kind of standing around and languishing in what's happening, which is fine, but then there's no escalation, and then there's a little bit, and then and again, I appreciate the ethereal and all that sort of stuff, which they're trying to get across, and you get the depressing, the rain, and how depressing is all this, but it just should have escalated a lot quicker than what it did.
For the time I spent with those characters, I would have wanted to connect with them and at least know their names and their relationships and dynamics. Because by the end, when she was jumping off the cliff, I was like, because they killed the main dad, who was obviously a piece of shit, and then they killed his son, who by all accounts, according to them, wasn't so bad. When she jumped off, I'm like, was she with him? Were they?
Yeah, apparently,
But I don't know. I should know by this point. I like this show. I'm invested in it. I watch it, so I should understand the emotional dynamic of all these characters that we spent a few hours with, at least a couple of hours.
Probably about 3 hours.
Yeah, so I don't know, it was more about, I'm glad that this is done, rather than, this is shocking. Like Red Wedding kind of, whoa, this came out of nowhere and was really engaging. It was more of a, I'm glad this is done.
Well, that's that escalation I talk about, right?
The pace has been slow, and then...
As much as I hate to praise Game of Thrones, every time...
Because it's garbage now.
We knew... We were given, with the Red Wedding, we were given the information required to set up the sudden and frenzied escalation of the relationship, the tension relation. We were given all that information, it simmered. We didn't spend so much time being languishing with this conflict that's building behind the scenes. We weren't languishing, and we weren't sitting around with them and it's I'm so angry that this has happened and blah 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 blah. It's okay. It's there's been a slight done to this character, right? Push this to the side.
Yeah, you don't think about it. The war's going.
Now there's other political machinations happening, and then suddenly what's been happening behind the scenes is revealed in bloody and gory fashion.
Yeah, in a shocking manner. And they were A-level characters, like Rob and Catelyn. They were in the 80s storyline.
I like the wife.
These characters were not. Yeah,
I like the wife.
The stabbing,
the pregnant thing. I was happy with their relationship, but we'd been told that their relationship
was being
it wasn't sanctioned,
yeah.
Right? It's an illogical relationship and all that sort of stuff, and it's like, okay, this is good. And then, as I said, languishing and floundering, and so I felt the sense of relief for the resolution of this story thread when they were banished.
Yeah.
And so you don't
get
it
backtracked. And then it went back again and resolved it again.
And so, had they butchered them instead of banished them the first time, that would have been a lot more satisfying.
Yeah, I agree completely.
It absolutely, right? It's like they have some sort of reconciliation or whatever, and then it's not a reconciliation. You flip it on its head, and they finally take the revenge, and you know the main father dude got what he deserved. So did the witch.
The wife. She was manipulated.
Got what she deserved, and all that sort of stuff, right? And that should have been really satisfying. It wasn't. Normally I take great satisfaction in characters getting what they deserve.
Yeah, that's the one. But I don't know, maybe just because of the pace and because of the lack of character development.
You can't kill Helgi. None of this is his fault. He loved your daughter, and he's a good man. Spare him at least.
The next coming episodes, what I don't want to see is them sitting around and languishing and you know it all
talking
because you know logically it should continue to fall to pieces. It should continue to fall to pieces. They're basically turned into barbarians or whatever. But I don't really want to see, you know, it has fallen as far as I care to watch.
I don't want to watch just Floki suffer in silence anymore. I want to see the character do something or kill him off. If this is all he's gonna do, then just kill him.
Maybe Floki tries to assert his fucking shit and they kill him or he leaves.
But then they need to like start introducing new characters now at this point and shit. I'm just fucking.
Well, just resolve it and never talk about it again.
Just never show that story thread again.
Well, they all die, you know. They can't survive with like 10 people.
They starve in the winter and Floki comes back and he's like, fuck. And he starts smoking opium.
Magical opium pipe. So it just gets. It's really sad because again they're set up in such an interesting locale, and they're being thrown against the elements, which we don't get with everything else, right? They're all
it was its own separate storyline, which was doing something completely different, setting up a community. That's interesting, but they kind of got caught up in the backstabby drama rather than like I would have liked to see people like setting up a community and seeing like the actual trials and tribulations of setting up a community
or
farming, building, whatever.
I would have liked to have seen the redemption for the other people that they ended up butchering. If we're going to visit those characters again. Right? The bait and switch kind of feels disingenuous.
I don't feel like I was manipulated, I just feel like it wasn't satisfying. Well, it was kind of satisfying, but not all that satisfying. It was just like, no.
Oh yeah, they're gonna kill them now, okay.
Alright, so the other thing going on is Judith. She's like fucking crazy now apparently. She was always like manipulative and overbearing, like even back before her sons were born, you know, she was like, I'm this powerful woman and I'm gonna paint and I'm gonna have sex with the king and I don't care.
Yeah, well she went through some shit too, right?
Had her ear cut off and she was she cheated on fucking Athel so much with like his dad and fucking Athelstan. But now I guess like she's got breast cancer, so she has this idea in her mind that, you know, I have limited time. And she saw like Egbert grooming Alfred. So like she's gotten all crazy and like, I'm gonna die and this is the prodigal son, I need to push in, he's the king. And she's murdered her son, which was kind of, I don't know.
It just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did. And I guess like, they're pushing that she's over the limit. But like, if I was Alfred and she confessed to killing my brother, I'd be like, alright, you're done.
Well, I said to you, right, she's like, they had the big drama, there's lots and lots of dramatic talking, maybe a bit too much in this, you know, you know, whatever. She's standing over and it's like, you know, I killed one of my sons to save my other son.
So what, you killed my brother?
And it should have been a hard cut to her dropping from the gallows and fucking straight away.
Well, from fucking Alfred's perspective, you don't leave her linger now.
No, she's dangerous.
She's fucking crazy, man.
She's dangerous.
She murdered her own son.
On her own, of her own accord and based purely on her whim.
Yeah.
she starts poisoning nobles.
She had no real evidence that he would betray him again. Like, it was just suspicion.
And
I guess founded suspicion, but not to the point where you can just convict and fucking murder somebody.
I mean, that's fine had they not have had the reconciliation between the brothers. I don't know. It's kind of, well, we'll have to see where it ends up, but it seems odd his reaction to that information.
Well, he had like a little teen tantrum. It was like,
we had a classic. We had the potential for a classic destroy everything in a room moment.
Yeah.
Which is always fantastic when it's pulled off. Throw up however many. There's at least 3 great
flow at the wall.
Which one's the other one? There's another classic one, and then there's Clockwork Orange, and you know, a couple other ones. And
well, they didn't have the big rock song playing.
Don't stop me now.
That's what they needed. That wouldn't have ruined
Put that
the time.
over there. You should put that over
I
there.
would right now.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something weird about the way that they tried to execute it. It kind of, if I can describe it, he'd throw over the table, and that's the start to the classic scene.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like wanders over to something in the corner. And he's like, oh.
There was like parchment and paper on like a table. And he was like,
and it's like
your mum's just admitted like she's murdered your brother. Like, I wouldn't be focusing on that. I'd be like, what the fuck?
It should have been
what the fuck is going on? Why?
It should have been a strangulation scene. Also, I just finished watching Rome, the 2 seasons of Rome, and they were fucking shit. So there was at least 3 instances where a character would confess something to another character.
Yeah, and that in the moment.
And that character fucking strangled him. And
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just. Nah.
But so after he has his little tantrum and we miss, and you know, that felt like a bit of a cock block that they didn't execute that trash in the room scene properly. But then we kind of don't talk about it again, and we move past it, and now they're doing the war thing with the boats, and he's not gripping with it at all.
Yeah.
He's just dealing with this new thing, which is fine.
Well, I like that aspect because Uber's doing exactly what he's doing. He's grabbing for power now. He's got land, he's got authority, and he's like, make me the head king. He's doing what he should do. Like, that's all great and satisfying. I love Uber. I love like his storyline where it's gone. But yeah, like she's in the room with Alfred now, so it's all good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect a scene which, if you took away the fact that she confessed to murdering his brother, you'd never know that there was any conflict or tension between these 2 characters.
Yeah, that didn't play into that war room scene whatsoever.
Well, and it was basically the next like series of events that happened after she confessed and he had the tantrum.
Well, the way he trashes the room and the way like she's standing over him and like shooting up at her and down at him, it's like he's pathetic. Like he's being manipulated and controlled by her. It's like, that's not what I want to see from this king character.
We were on
he needs to step up and be like, listen here, bitch. You're done.
We were on the trajectory with this character for him to start coming into his own.
He was assertive and with all the Bible stuff and changing it and
he's getting the battle training and he's leading his men into war and he's doing.
But he can't get past the mummy thing.
I killed one of my sons to save the other. May God forgive me.
I guess that is the thing. People in their mummies.
Should have latched onto her.
Well, I think it should just be like, guards, arrest her.
Yeah, well, so, there's no...
And then, like, have a little trial and, like...
Well,
do it the proper way.
I'm trying to think, I know that it's probably Game of Thrones. It's what I would expect that character to do is to throw her into the jail or something and deal with her later.
Yeah.
And let her languish in the thing for a while and then come and, you know, sort of take the time to consider what to do with her, considering that...
Have like a little conflict. She's my mum, but she's crazy, blah, blah, blah.
I have a duty to, like,
murder.
punish her at least.
Yeah, at least go through, like the court system and see what happens at the very minimum. Not just let her into your court like it's OG.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'll recommend it. I killed your brother! It, you know, I don't know.
So yeah, they're like setting up a love triangle too between Harald, Bjorn, and I don't know
What's
that
her
chick's
face?
name, the masculine Shrek-looking shield maiden lady.
This is my swamp.
She's pretty, but she's a very manly woman.
That's fine.
And yeah, love triangles are just like tedious.
I was gonna say
tedious.
very tedious. At the moment, it's like she was going. They had the moment where she basically said to Harald, "Okay, yeah, I want to be queen." I was like, "Cool."
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to see that, and that would be good. And she's gonna, you know, move away from
She's on
Bjorn.
Team Harald.
She's on Team Harold.
And was that like Twilight thing?
and
Team
then-
Harald and Team Bjorn.
And then it goes and does the Bjorn thing. It's like, oh no, please no. I like the behind every strong man there's a strong woman dynamic that they set up in the Harald scene with her.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, okay, cool. He's going to get some structure behind him to be able to try and advance his ambitions. That's good.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, they're setting up conflict between Bjorn and Harald, and I don't know if I really need conflict between Bjorn and Harald. Maybe they could just like team up and like be good allies and good mates and like fist bump and like destroy islands,
or just
drink beers and live life. I don't know if we need more conflict. Like,
I don't think
I understand it from Harald's perspective. Like, he's the alpha male, he's the king, he wants to do this, and the son of Ragnar comes in and he's kind of like, you know.
He's the alpha male and he wants to be king and he wants to do
They're
this.
both the alpha males. So it makes sense, but I don't know if a love triangle is the right way to go about it.
Well, them both being alpha males and being very famous and all this is enough conflict in and of itself. They establish that they have a common goal.
Yeah.
Let's go and invade somebody.
Yeah. Harold's eventually going to be the king of Norway and Bjorn's eventually going to be the king of Sweden if they follow history correctly.
They probably will, to some degree.
So yeah, maybe they should just be like, well, yeah, like you said. Conflict.
Yeah, that would have been enough, right? They have some moments of like.
And plus they're Vikings, like couldn't they just like fucking spit roast her anyway?
I was gonna say that,
Yeah.
spit roast.
King Harald, this is enough of you.
They're having the love moment with Bjorn. It's like, I'm afraid that I love you, and they kiss, and then Harald comes to the room, and then the porn music.
Yeah. And they're like alpha mailing at each other, like battling, using her as the vessel to battle. You can just like throw her around.
So unneeded conflict. We're pretty saturated by inter-character conflict and personal conflict now, and you don't want to load it on too heavy, and also
There's a balance.
There's a balance. So, I've always liked Vikings for the balance of drama, interpersonal, political, intrigue, and violence and goal achieving and stuff, or actual, going out and achieving.
There's some like events that are driven by the drama and the backstabby stuff, but there should be other events that are just driven by like pure storylines. Like Ragnar's like, I'm going to Paris. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sack Paris. I'm gonna take that gold and I'm gonna fuck off.
Yeah, well, when's the last time we had something like that? Where we had a super ambitious, and obviously that might be coming up with going to Kattegat.
Yeah, I guess that's the next event. They're rushing to get there. Bjorn is like, I don't care if it's the wrong time of the year, like we're going there now.
Well, he had a dream or something, whatever. Yeah. He thinks it's going to be fine, which, that'll be
Maybe.
fine. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think we need any more stuff. I think that there's when you talk about the type of inter-character conflict that you expect within the various settings, right? There are varying degrees that you'd want to see less of. So, say Floki and the island, you probably want to see the least amount of inter-character conflict there.
Yeah.
Then the Vikings that are just sort of floating around in England. They're getting ready to go to war. You want to see a little bit more than that, but less than what you'd see in a king's court in England or in the court of Kattegat.
Yeah, it doesn't seem the time or the place. They should be professional and.
Depending on how much focus they put on it, they've established it now, and so it depends. How much time we're going to spend trying to resolve this conflict between Bjorn.
Well, I want to see them go and attack Ivar. That's what I want to see them do. I don't want to see them with her just wandering around.
Yeah. She's going to be going between them and going, whispering in their ear, I'm going to be king. I'm going to be queen. I'm going to be king. And it's like, oh no, I love you, Bjorn.
Bjorn's never cared about any of that though. He's like, hey, here's a woman, I'll have some kids with her. I'm going to go and be ambitious and go to Morocco and explore the Middle East.
So great when he went.
Yeah. So Harald he's always been like a fool for love. But as Bjorn said, I've never been a fool for love. So he should just be like, you can go with Harald. Honestly, I don't care.
Well, I think maybe a character shift or some character growth in that sort of direction for Bjorn might be good. It depends where you end up, right?
That's true.
If he ends up being a king somewhere, which
he's going to need a queen.
Yeah, or at least, he's going to be a lot less boisterous and outgoing and more sort of narrow focus, I guess,
Yeah, well, in your 20s, you're like that overly ambitious, blindsided guy just focusing towards a career. This sounds exactly not like me, Steve. In your 20s, you're just sitting around reviewing television shows in your garage. No ambition.
What have I done with my life?
You must give the orders and start preparing your ships.
What an exciting world we live in. What an exciting world.
So in conclusion, there's 3 episodes to go in this season. I feel like this episode was just like slightly building on drama, and we're kind of getting close to the big main events, which are Bjorn and Harald attacking Ivar, and then the Viking raid on Wessex and Uber becoming king, the leader of Alfred's army. And I'd like some resolution with fucking Judith, like her dying pretty soon.
Judith.
Yeah, the breast cancer lady.
Oh, yeah, well, the breast cancer thing's a bit weird. Like, did they know what breast cancer was? Is this the first time that they've shown anything about it?
I guess they wouldn't. They'd understand, like, you get a lump in the breast and someone dies, but they wouldn't understand the mechanics of
Okay, well, so is this the first time that they've shown?
Yeah.
Well, that really should have been before the poisoning, then.
Yeah, actually, that would have made a lot more sense.
The thing that sent her over the edge.
Yeah, see her, like, looking at her breast and crying.
I've got limited time.
Yeah.
I need to start.
Some frantic dialogue with her and Alfred, and Alfred's brushing her off, like, he's all good. Yeah, that would have made more sense.
Yeah, actually, it kind of feels like, they didn't.
Maybe that scene's in the wrong place.
Yeah, just switch them around.
Yeah.
You should send them an angry email.
A handwritten letter.
You got the big crowd.
Professional History Channel filmmakers.
You got the scenes all wrong. In scene number 67 in episode 10, I feel like there was a mischaracterization.
I review shows in my garage. I know how to structure narrative for more fulfilling payoff. This is not good setup and payoff. This is payoff then setup.
Please keep this in mind the next time that we do the thing. Yeah.
Hired as a writer for the next series.
Hi, Alex. Please never contact us again. Stop. If you continue to contact us, we will be forced to
Take down your reviews.
Take down your reviews.
Kick
Stop.
in your door. No.
Yeah.
So this episode,
Bit of a wash for me. We'll see what happens.
I feel like the conclusion for the series could be satisfying. It's weird, like, normally you watch a season and you analyze the whole season, like the arc and all the shit that happens. So taking these episodes aside as like individuals and like giving them a deep critical analysis is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because like this isn't a standalone story. This is a small piece in a larger puzzle. So it's weird. It's weird what we're doing.
It's kind of like if the entire season was a movie, you're basically taking slices of the movie and saying, okay, well this is what I expect to happen next in the story.
It'd be like reviewing 10 minutes of There Will Be Blood right now, which...
But in saying that, an episode's 40 minutes. You know, if you couldn't say that, oh well, the Floki stuff, you know, have we watched it?
Well, that was a completion of an arc.
You know, and they're getting so close to the end of this season now, and they're introducing these other inter-character conflicts that kind of become tedious. And so
at this point,
you're watching something that's like what 8 hours long or something. As a season in its totality. So I think that maybe that's a fair about over criticizing episodes individually. Yeah. But it's it's a continuum. You're watching something in a continuous fashion. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Alright, thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Give me money. Patreon.
Do we even have Instagram?
No, I don't need Facebook or fucking anything. I have nothing. But give me money.
Give me money. Where do my money fucking?
That was good.
Yeah. What was it, Alex? Was it really?